Should you downsize in retirement? There are a lot of people that cannot wait to downsize because their current home was awesome for the years that they wanted it. And now it's just too much maintenance. We'll joke with people and say, "What's your ROH?" And they go, "Don't you mean ROI, like return on investment?" And we'll say, "No, ROH, return on hassle. Is it worth the hassle?" And for some people, they're like, "I just love the home." I know my mom personally, she does not want to sell her home. She grew up in this home. She doesn't want to have to ever leave. But there are other people that go, "Hey, it was great, but now I'm really excited because it's going to be way less work and I'm going to be able to move closer to my family or to my friends or to wherever they want to go." Today, in our new series, Root Drops, where we allow our Root lead advisors to come in and drop little bits of knowledge for you, you're going to hear some insight on downsizing in retirement. And we don't just pick these questions at random. We pick these based off what you share in our free community, the Root Collective. If you have not joined, you can in the description of this episode. It's completely free, and I invite you to check it out. Now, look at this right here. This was a question left by username Pam SJ, who says, "Build a house at retirement. Big question for my first post. Has anyone bought or built a home? How did it go? Did your plan support it? Did it hurt your future gains? My husband and I plan on building and moving to a different state to be near family and friends. We have a plan, looked at 100 different ways. We think we'll be fine, but I keep seeing people talk about the big mistake people make when they retire and spend too much money in the first 5 years." So this isn't specifically someone who's downsizing. Maybe they're upsizing if they're going to build a much bigger home. But what they really want to think about is, how do I think about moving in retirement? And how do I make sure I don't maybe spend too much too quickly when these years of extra healthcare or extra expenses, when they have their energy and their health, maybe Social Security is not turned on yet. How do we think about this? Well, let's bring on our Root lead advisor, JT Trimble, to give us some more insight here. JT, any thoughts here?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I do have a client who went from where they're at out in California, owned their home, owned it nearly outright, had a little bit of a mortgage, to building a home, went through the whole construction loan process, and we planned it out for him. We said, here's your budget, here's what we're expecting potential mortgage to be in the future. Now, luckily for them, they had plenty of proceeds from their current home to cover the cost of the home that they built. And for them, it was more about creating a budget, knowing that we should probably start under budget in terms of target home because there will be some additional costs that are just unforeseen, whether it's delayed construction time, permitting, upgrades that you end up deciding along the way. Oh, we want to add this to our home. Oh, it's going to cost this much additional. It's a lot easier to start with a budget and react when we go from starting underneath to now, oh, we started at budget and now we're creeping up above. And it's easier to just say, oh, it's kind of monopoly money at this point. But what we want and what we do here at Root is creating within your portfolio that budget of this is what we're going to spend, and we have the room in our budget to spend this over time. Some of the other considerations are, where do you want to live? Are we building our forever home? Are we building our for right now home? So in considering this, it's totally okay to be like, we're going to build this home. It's going to be for the next 10 years, but we're going to love it. We know it's going to be fine. It's not going to be our, retire age in place home. When you build it though, knowing that going in and deciding ahead of time of what you're really looking at helps us as planners figure out, is this even possible? We don't want you to build your forever home and then 5 years down the line say you have to sell the home because there's no more money left. That's what we don't want. So creating this framework of, why are we building the home? When are we going to build it? I have clients who said, "Oh, our daughter lives here. It's our first grandbaby. We want to live close to them, but we know she's not going to live there." Well, you don't want to be beholden to, "Oh, we built this amazing, beautiful home that we love, and now all of a sudden we're not by our family that we actually love more." And it's going to be this huge emotional burden to separate from, just to be by those you love. So figuring out, what do we want out of life and what do we want out of the place where we live, whether that's a time period, whether that is aging in place, and it's almost like a long-term care decision at that point, so that we're moving forward in something that's not going to derail the rest of what we want to enjoy in life.
Guys, I hope you heard every aspect of that, because the long term care point, not forgetting that if you do build that dream home and then it turns out you want to chase your children around and they'll allow you to do so. And now you've got that great home that is really a big expense. Well, it creates a real concern. And the third, the biggest point is have a plan. There are people that have that phrase I talk about of head trash, of there's no way I'm going to be able to sell my home and just build a home from the ground up. There is. There's a trade-off, which is it might not be the home you want. Maybe you're in a great spot to do so, but it means you're traveling a little less. Maybe it means you're working one extra year so you can actually get that pool at that new home you're going to build. It totally depends. And so the biggest thing to do is have that custom plan. Make sure you're connecting the dots. So your tax strategy and your estate planning and your withdrawal and your healthcare, everything is talking to one another. So you don't think, is there something I'm missing? Now, if you resonated with this episode, and particularly JT and the way he explains information and the way that he's able to make you go, wow, that's something I just didn't consider because I'm not doing it all day. JT is taking on new clients and he loves working with people who want to retire, who want to optimize everything they've worked so hard for so that you can spend your time on what matters most with who matters most. That's it for this episode. If this was helpful, please know you can reach out to Root by clicking see if you're a fit. On our website, you'll see a little button in the upper right. If you click on that button, you're going to be asked to answer just a few questions. Upon those answers, you will be able to speak to JT or another member of our team here at Root Financial to start working together. Finally, all the content we do is for free online. So whether you work with Root or not, you can digest this information and hopefully you find it valuable. If you do, my kind request is you like this video, you comment below if there's something you learned. That could be, I didn't think about the fact that if I do build my home, it could be a long-term care plan. Or the fact that, wow, that's something that I didn't consider. If I do build the home and I want to chase my kids, is it going to be worth paying those property taxes? These are things that might just make you think a little differently. And that is our role. Our role is to help you get the most life out of your money. Finally, I ask that you share this with someone you want to retire early with. It's more fun to retire when your friends and family have the ability to play with you. That's it for this video. We'll see you next time.